I'm often asked by people on YouTube whether taking peptides like TB500 could actually speed up their healing and their recovery time from sports injuries. Now, let's have a look at the research. Is there any evidence that TB500 or equivalents are safe to use and actually effective in humans? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marika. I'm one of the physiotherapists from sportsinjuryphysio.com, where you can get online physiotherapy assessment as well as treatment of any type of sports injury, all done via video call. Have a look at the description of this video if you want a link to our website. TB500 is a lab-produced peptide. Now, peptides are different types of proteins in the body that has various functions. And in this case, TB500 mimics the action of thymosin beta-4. Thymosin beta-4 is a growth hormone. And growth hormones does what the name says. It helps your tissues to grow, so your tendons, your muscles, everything to grow stronger. And it could, in theory, also help them repair better after injury. Now, TB500 was initially designed for veterinary purposes, and it was used with racehorses, and it was duly banned, which does make you think that perhaps it did help them. But let's see what the research shows. So if we look at the research for medical purposes for thymosin beta-4, then there's no studies that's gone past phase 2 for FDA approval. And to be safe or considered safe and effective for humans, they've got to go past phase 3. Another important thing here is that the studies that's actually in progress or that's been conducted on humans have only been for external use. So it's been for conditions like dry eye or different skin conditions, which means that the people didn't take it orally and it didn't affect the whole of the body. And usually when people buy TB500 online, it's usually in the form of a powder, a pill, or a spray. So you're actually taking it into your body, not just topical use. There's evidence on animals that it might help heart muscles repair more quickly or other tissues repair more quickly, but that has not actually been shown in humans. And we know with previous drugs that we thought would be amazing for humans, because they worked so well on animals, when they used it in humans, it didn't work the same way and it actually had quite dangerous side effects. So the important thing here is that yes, there are trials in humans, and yes, it does look as if it can be useful, but it's not for internal use, it's for external use only at the moment. And there's no evidence that it can actually help with muscle repair or tendon repair other than in animals at this stage. What about sports performance? Well, TB500 is banned in sports, and you will get yourself banned if you are a professional athlete and using the stuff. But that doesn't mean that it's effective. There's actually no studies that show that it does enhance sport. What happens with sports is if there's enough evidence or theory to suggest something could work, then they tend to ban it until it's proven otherwise. Most pain medications are also on the banned list. And again, there's no evidence that it does harm or doesn't harm in sports either. So what's my take on TB500? Would I use it to speed up recovery? Well, personally, no, I wouldn't take it. Basically, we don't know if the way that it acts in animals will also act in humans. And we know from loads of other drugs that what we thought was promising turned out to be ineffective in humans or actually really bad. And that brings me to the second thing. We don't know what the long-term effect of these drugs are. Again, with certain drugs that's even gone through all the trials and was cleared for human use, once enough people used it for long enough, it was shown that actually it had really bad long-term effects on injury recovery and healing, even though it speeded it up or looked like it sped it up in the short term. So for me, I will let other people experiment with it if they like, but I would wait for the trials to end and being shown effective, ineffective, or safe to use. Brilliant. Hope you found that useful.